Elite Heights Lagos University was a prestigious institution, home to children from the wealthiest family. Grand chandeliers lined the hallways, and the school grounds stretched for miles, well built and structured. It was a place where money spoke louder than morals. Amid this world of luxury, there was Zara, a 22-year-old girl who didn't belong but desperately wanted to. Raised by her widowed father, Mr. David, a struggling tailor, she resented him for not being rich like her friend's parents. She saw him as a failure and refused to acknowledge his love and sacrifice. Her group consisted of the notorious university rebels, spoiled rich kids who did nothing but party, drink, and rebel against authority. Zara was accepted among them because she always says yes to anything and everything they suggested, no matter how reckless or harmful it was. When she returned home during holidays, her father would try his best to guide her and advise her. Mr. David, her father, said to her one day, "Zara, I don't mind struggling for you, but I want you to be a good person. This friend of yours," and Zara cutting him off. "Just stop, Dad. I've told you this thing before. You are not rich, so stop acting like you have a say in my life. If you had money like my friends' fathers, then maybe I do listen to you." She would leave home, sleeping outside with her friends, drinking, smoking, and attending parties without limit. Nothing her father said mattered to her, even when she comes back home at midnight. One evening, after partying hard with her friends, she got home late and drunk. "Zara, you are home late again," her father said softly, as she walked into their tiny apartment, reeking of alcohol and smoke. "Ugh, don't start," she rolled her eyes. "I don't need a bedtime story," she said. "You are still my daughter," he reminded her. "I only want the best for you." "Oh, please, the best," she scoffed. "Do you know what the best is? A father who isn't poor. A father who can actually buy his daughter designer's bag instead of preaching every time." Mr. David sighed, pain flickering in his eyes. But he didn't argue. He never did. Instead, he left the little plate of food he had managed to prepare for her and went to bed. As always, she didn't eat it. One evening, Zara and her friends Lisa and Nina were lounging and sipping expensive wine at Lisa's mansion when a dating show appeared on the TV screen. A game where contestants pop balloons to find their perfect match. Zara and her friends rolled their eyes in disgust as one of her friends, Lisa, said, "This is a dumb show. These are desperate girls, so pathetic." They laughed as Zara added, "It's indeed pathetic and ridiculous. Imagine looking for love on a dumb show like this." And Nina concluded, "Right. Who even believes in love? This is for broke and desperate people." Nina giggled, with Zara and Lisa laughing. Then Nina added, "Wait, we should go on this show and make a joke out of it. Pretend we are searching for a date or love or whatever. Get famous and trash these losers. Imagine how fun it would be to mock these guys." They all agreed, excited to embarrass the contestants while gaining fame. The idea thrilled them. They signed up, ready to mock their way to fame. On the day of the show, Zara returned from school just to attend the show with her friends. She came back from school and was heading out again late evening for the show. She was already dressed to leave. Her outfit was tight and revealing, her nails freshly painted, and her phone kept buzzing from her friends' messages. "Where are you going, Zara? You just got home," her father said, with Zara rolling her eyes. "I am going out, obviously. My friends are waiting for me," she said. "What about dinner?" "I made you dinner." "I made your favorite." "Oh, Dad, Stop acting like we are a happy family. Your cheap food doesn't excite me. Her father sighed deeply, his heart heavy with disappointment. Zara, I work hard to give you the best I can. Can't you see that? Eh? The best? If this is the best, then you have failed. You are nothing like my friend's dad. They buy them cars, dad. Houses, whatever they want. And look at you, struggling over scraps. Her words cut deep. But Mr. David remained calm. Zara, money isn't everything, he said. Spoken like a true poor man. She stormed out, slamming the door behind her, leaving her father sitting in silence, his eyes filled with pain. On getting to the show with her two friends, Lisa and Nina, the girls, dressed in designers' outfits, entered the stage confidently as the host introduced the show. Welcome to the Pick Me Show, the Valentine edition of Pop the Balloon to Find Love. A game where contestants pop balloons to find their perfect match. Ladies, are you ready to meet your match? They all gave chorus answers in excitement. Yes! As the host continued, ladies, each guy will walk in, and if you like him, you keep your red balloon. If not, pop it. As she went on and called on the first guy, single man, please come in. One by one, the men walked in. Men after men walked into the room, some too nervous, some poorly dressed, and others just average. Zara and her friends laughed at their shoes, their accent, and their cologne. They popped their balloons without mercy. They would laugh, saying, "Ew, I don't like the shape of his head. He looks like an arm robber." Or, "This one smells like cheap cologne. Next, please." Or, "This one, he looks like he hasn't seen or touched money in his life." They would say while popping their balloons. The crowd gasped and laughed at their cruelty. Then he walked in, a tall, handsome man in an expensive suit, entered with his chest on display and a nice gold chain resting on his neck and nose. He had striking green eyes, a charming smile, and an aura of mystery. "Okay, finally someone worth looking at," the girls muttered. "This one is definitely rich," one of them whispered. All the girls held onto their balloons as the host continued with the show. "Please introduce yourself, sir. Your name, your age, and what you do for a living." "My name is Lawrence," he replied, "and I'm from Delta State, 28 years old, and a car dealer," he said, giving out a charming smile. "Okay," the host continued. "None of the ladies popped for you, and that means they find you interesting and attractive. So, can you please pop the balloons of some of the girls you don't like before we move to the next stage?" He then cleared his throat, facing the girls as he began. "Hello, beautiful ladies. You all look gorgeous and amazing. I mean, amazingly beautiful. Before I go ahead and pop some few balloons, I have a question, please. Let me ask, what do you value more in a relationship? Money or love?" The girls exchanged glances and giggled. Then Zara replied, "For me, it's fun and parties, and please, no rules." And then Lisa added, "Quality time in bed." Lawrence smirked at all the response that was given by the ladies, seeing that they all seemed to care more about material things and money. With that, he popped their balloons and didn't choose anyone. Then he said, "I'm sorry," facing the show presenter. "I'm sorry, but none of them sit well with me. The answers I got was the same and not exactly what I am looking for." Shaking her head, the show presenter continued. "Sadly, sir, you didn't find the match, so you are going to go home single." Then he replied, "That's okay. You are all beautiful ladies too. And too bad I didn't find my spec. But please, permit me to give you a small gift in appreciation for standing here and having time for all the guys here today, including myself. They all started cheering for him as he handed them large envelopes with money. And Zara said, "Well, I can't say no to free money, especially when it's coming from a fine gentleman," as she laughs, winking her right eye to Lawrence. But her friends Lisa and Nina refused the money, seeing they never lack anything. But Zara gladly accepted it with pride, boasting about how she was doing him a favor. The host clapped, the camera stopped rolling, and they all left feeling like winners. A few days later, and Zara's stomach swelled unnaturally at once without any sign, pain or discomfort. Just when she was trying to understand how come, she noticed her hair pulling and slowly falling off. Underneath her scalp were red mold sand falling from her hair. Her father noticed Zara was looking pale and her stomach a bit swollen as she grumbles in pain towards the door. "Zara, what is wrong? What's going on? Are you pregnant?" Zara, looking so angry, turned to her father and said, "Mind your business. Like I keep telling you in this house, you are not rich enough to worry about my problems, old man. Please stop bothering me," she said as she walked out of her father. And she only confided in her friends. Lisa and Nina were the only ones that knew about her condition. "But what did you eat? I mean, maybe it's food poisoning," Nina said. "Or is it an infection?" Lisa asked. "Well, try these herbs. Maybe they will help cleanse your body." Nina handed a bottle with liquid substance to Zara, but still nothing worked on Zara as her condition kept getting worsened. Soon, news spread on social media that all the girls who had attended the Pop the Balloon show to find love were mysteriously dying. The show host had been arrested and are waiting to prove her innocence, since the mystery man she is suspecting had a hand in the passing of the girls is nowhere to be found or had disappeared. Zara's hands began to swell as well. Her friends soon abandoned her, unable to handle her stench and swollen lips. Zara also couldn't return to school. Her father begged to help her, but she refused as usual. One night, just as Zara was sleeping, she had a dream. Her mother appeared. "Zara, my child, why do you hate your father so much?" her mother asked, and Zara replied, "Because he's too poor. He brought me into this world to suffer. I just hate that he's not like my friend's father." Zara replied, with tears in her eyes, and her mom replied, "He wasn't always poor. He came from wealth, but chose love over money. His family disowned him for marrying me." "Really, Mom?" Zara asked. "Yes, my dear," she replied, and Zara broke down in tears. "Death is coming, Zara, but you can still speak before it's too late." Zara woke up, screaming at the top of her voice, "Dad, Dad, help me! Daddy, help me!" Her father rushed in, shocked to see her crying and calling for him for the first time. With her foul smell, swollen stomach and hands, and falling hair, he didn't need to ask any questions. He rushed her to the hospital. He carried her to multiple hospitals, but they all rejected her. "Take her to an herbalist. We can't help her," said one of the doctors. Just when he was still pleading, Zara passed away and was declared gone. Her father, refusing to accept it, carried her lifeless body, running aimlessly down the road, crying with no direction in mind. He bumped into a pastor who asked him to drop Zara on the cold ground of Lagos. "In Jesus' name, she shall rise." Then the pastor started praying. He prayed over her for a long period of time, and suddenly she sneezed. Then the pastor instructed her father to take her back to the hospital where she fully recovered. After being discharged, on getting home, Zara told her father about the dream. "Dad, I am sorry. I was wrong. I'm deeply sorry. Please forgive me." Her father held her close, rubbing her shoulder as she continued. "I saw Mom and she told me everything. How you left riches for love." And then the father replied, "Yes, Zara, money isn't everything." He then promised to take her to meet her wealthy grandparents. Meanwhile, the Pygmy show was shut down and the host was sentenced to 8 years for failing to prove her innocence over the death of the other girls that passed mysteriously. Zara's grandparents apologized to Mr. David, her father, for disowning him. He later moved him back with his parents. Then soon, he enrolled Zara into another university and she became a more happy version of herself. The lesson to be learnt is that respect your parents. They always want the best for you. Money and fame are temporary, but love and kindness last. Bad company corrupts good manners. The consequences of reckless living can be severe. Hey guys, I hope you love and enjoy the story. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Let's interact about this story. What did you learn from our Pop the Ballet show to find love today? See you with an amazing story. Bye.